Good evening. I hope I didn't just hurt your ears. Welcome to Wholesome Roots. How is everybody this evening?
Yes, and I have to tell you.
Do you have a special announcement, Rowan?
I have to tell.
You have a special announcement that confused you?
Tell them something.
Okay, what? What do you want to tell us?
Okay, today we went at Target and Mama was at our class, and then I wanted some Jurassic Golden Drakes, and then we we didn't sold them, but and then we looked at the Jurassic World section, and then we saw blind bags, and then the other workers told us where was them, and then we saw them, and then Dad let me choose, and I wanted the blind bag, and I got a Ankylosaurus. Oh my God. Yes, Stegosaurus. I'm going to show you guys that are watching. Here is this Stegosaurus. And they also do stuff. It might just wag its tail. Just move it. And it's kind of hard to do it for younger kids.
You gotta hold it up where they can see it. They're saying that's awesome, Rowan.
And this one does it very.
They said they love Rowan.
Okay, so this one.
He said, "Hey, that's cool." And they said, "Very nice dinosaur."
This one turns its tail. And
Rowan's doing the show.
Tail.
It's gonna be all about dinosaur toys. Tonight's show brought to you by Rowan.
And this other finger.
And Liam. Both dirty boys.
This is what does the blind bag look like.
That's what the blind bag looks like. And the star of the show has arrived. Wait, come back. Come back. Oh, that's what you have. The boys are... Was that a Stegosaurus, Rowan?
Yeah, a Stegosaurus and an Ankylosaurus.
A Stegosaurus and an Ankylosaurus.
The Ankylosaurus was mine.
You got the Ankylosaurus?
Yeah, and Liam.
And Liam got the Stegosaurus?
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, they are pretty cool.
They are pretty cool.
I marked in my dinosaurs with the instructions. And
everybody's saying hi, Ryan. I hope you're coming back. Ryan, come back.
Hi, I have a share with them.
You can share your seat with them. I'm not 100% better. My ears are still super clogged, and I'm still feeling really congested, and they're not hurting as bad. Okay, I don't get to talk. You tell them something, Rowan. Liam's turn. Right, put a kid in your lap because they're not going anywhere.
And
I'm hot too.
And I have that one.
You gotta sit down. All we can see is your shirt.
I have that one.
Although it is a nice clearance shirt.
I'm just a torso.
All done? Okay. Scoot. There we go. So hello to everybody that's joined us this evening. Sorry if I've missed. I wasn't really calling out names as you came in. So hello everyone. Let's do that tonight. Save my voice a little bit.
Hello.
Hello.
We're going to do our best to do our entire show with accents, everyone.
As long as I can change my accent every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, every 5 words. That would be so cool.
Yeah, I change my accent all the time. Oh no.
Oh, you stepped on a Lego. That's what you get for leaving your toys all over. Are you okay? Talk to them. Oh, you stepped on a Nerf gun. That hurts almost as much as Legos. You okay? Want me to kiss it? All right, then. Pick yourself up now.
I'm hearing a noise. Rowan, you need to turn that down, please.
Rowan, you can't listen to your show while we're doing a show. Sorry. No, I could never talk as nice as Liz. I wish. I love Liz's voice. I could listen to her talk all day. I wish that we were in the right time zone that she could join this show. So that would be fun, but she's in bed. Hey, Christy. Good to see you. Straw Family Farm.
All right, that's enough.
And everybody else. Browncoat's here. Daybird Aviaries is here. Daybird Exotics is here. Daybird Homestead is here. Catherine Bragg, 20 Acre Farms. Kaylin Ivy. JD Allison. Shell Michelle. Allie Oakley. Lynn Smith, how are you? Kathy Schnuber. Holly Stacklin. Marge Perez. Ryan Czar.
Who's that?
Did you do that? You changed your name? JD Ellison. Oh, I already said you. Chase, okay. Deb Kettleston is making dinner. I forgot to mention that earlier. Kiri's here. All right, so all my big fans are in the house. We love you guys. You guys make it so awesome to go live. You really do. I wouldn't do it if you all didn't join me. You know that, right? Sitting here talking to myself wouldn't be nearly as fun. Daniel's Fresh Farm is here, and Dirt Farmers of WPA. Liam, do you want us to fix it? Come here, we'll fix it. Squirt says, you see him? That's our parrot. He's a blue-fronted Amazon, for those of you who haven't been in our live shows before. Do you think he's doing that because we were doing an English accent?
No.
Hello. Because that's how he says hello. Hello. Hi, Squirt.
Yeah.
He's starting to talk because I'm responding to him. Hi, Squirt. Ryan's like, stop it, Rose.
Let's not bring him into it.
Kara Smith's first live show.
Oh,
Glad to have you. Sorry about all the household distractions and noises. Rowan, if you're going to have your device on, it needs to leave the room with you. You wish you had a parrot, Daybird. Aviaries, you have like 3,000
Daybird, we've got one for you.
Oh,
Right
don't you. I need another. Ablaze20, will you be making any deworming videos soon? How Molly's herbal dewormer works and how often you give it to your goats. Do they work as good on sheep? I've got a lot of videos where I talk about how the Molly's herbal works and how we use it. In my natural goat care series, I was going to do a video that covers the Molly's herbal, the essential oils, and the garlic ginger, and the GI soother. Because GI soother is not just for soothing the intestines when you have bad diarrhea in your goats, but also works as a deworming agent as well. So, I like Squirt. I had a blue front. She died at age 50. I miss her. 50, really? Because Squirt is 38, and I was thinking he wasn't going to be with us much longer, but if 50, wow. Hello, Claire Burke. I need a male blue-fronted Amazon. I'm pretty sure Squirt's a male. I think somebody at some point told me that he was brought to a vet and they were able to sex him. Is that possible? I think he is a boy. How do I know? Other than like vet sexing, but isn't that like something that you have to do through a surgery or like under anesthesia or something? I don't know. You're the expert on parrots. If you need it for breeding purposes, we can certainly arrange that. You can bring me the female, we'll let them breed, and then you can take her back.
I think Squirt could be a girl, and that's why she's so angry all the time. It's because we keep calling him a him.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because girls are angry, and I was going to be like, what? Hello, Food First Permaculture. Quilt Granny's Walkabout Farm. Blood sample to the lab in Florida for DNA analysis.
I wonder how much that costs.
That's neat. If you were wanting to have him breed with yours, Robert, we could definitely work something out for a breeding. Yep, just bring me some quail cages. Sorry, you gotta fix your truck first. I didn't do a forage video today. Sorry, I was too sick this week. I meant to post something saying sorry there won't be a Forage Friday video, but I figured I'd talk about it tonight in the live show. Sorry about that though. For the person up above that was asking about Molly's Herbal, we use it once a week for the Formula 2. And then every 6 to 8 weeks for Formula 1 because it's got extra high, stronger herbs. Wormwood and black walnut at higher levels than the Formula 2. And they do work well on sheep as well. That is what I've been recommending that Justin Rhodes uses for his sheep since he got them. I talked to Rebecca the other night a little bit and was just trying to help give them some advice and let them know that they can do a lot of the stuff that they need to do for their sheep all natural without using the chemical dewormers, but they've got to stay on top of it and do it consistently. You can't miss a week. You just can't. And to deworm every 3 months is just not enough. And plus, my goats also get rotational grazed, which they do. And sheep are worse than goats by far, though. They're much more prone to parasites, as Ryan found out working on a sheep farm with over 200 head. So we know a lot about sheep and goats here. The small ruminant class I took covered both of them. So, although my small ruminant class wasn't too open to natural methods, they talked more about the chemicals. So I had to learn a lot more about chemicals than I was wanting to. But the chemicals have a place when they're absolutely needed. Are you feeling better today? I saw you were so sick earlier this week. I'm not feeling great. I'm feeling slightly better because my ears aren't hurting anymore. But I've been like flowing with this, like feeling feverish and then feeling a little better and then feeling feverish and then feeling a little better, like over the last couple of days. But I've also got other health issues going on, and I don't know how much of it is related to the ear infection type situation I have going on.
Find me something good to do with privet. You could burn it. That's something
Feed it to the
good.
goats.
Feed it to goats. They love to eat privet.
Who asked that?
Make perches.
Oh, they make really good
They
perches.
make good perches.
I like privet sticks for perches.
They make good, if you find one that's the right size and thickness, you can make a good like hiking stick with it. It's such a dense wood, so
Yeah,
pretty much anything you can do with a dense wood. Funny thing,
But really, the goats love it.
Yeah, I heard on the radio somebody asked a question to somebody on a show and said, "What can I do if the county keeps cutting down our privet privacy wood line?" And I was like, "Well, I guess you could use it to make a privacy."
It takes over.
It is invasive.
You
but
do not use privet. Do not plant privet. Do not ever plant privet.
If there was a zombie
Jane
apocalypse,
A. Golden Pyrenees. Sorry I'm late. I just got back to the house. We got hay and a goose. Well, a gosling. I named him Francis. Oh, Ryan won't let me have a gosling.
If there was a zombie apocalypse, I would surround my camp with privet.
Straw Family Farm is very experienced with sheep, and Christy said, run baby calves with sheep to cut the worm issues. So tell me, how does running baby calves with the sheep cut the worm issues?
I've heard about that.
I'm not familiar with that and don't know. We have to use a chemical once a year because of meningeal worm. Oh, that's a big one. That's a hard one to deal with, I've heard. So I don't blame you. If I had meningeal worm on my property, I would probably have to do something extreme like that too. I don't know how much it costs per goat for mollies, but I know when I do the 3-day wormer for a herd of 25, the Formula 1, you do it every 6 to 8 weeks. And for my herd of 25, I use the whole bag. It's one whole bag for those 3 days. So one bag would treat 25 goats. So divide the price of one bag by 25 for the. Oh, that's not gonna. Ryan won't let me have a guard goose.
We have
Just
a
like
guard
he
goose.
won't let me have. Well,
We have
any pigs.
The ducks have a turkey. That's their guard goose.
True. The turkey is pretty good at helping them. Cattle eat sheep worms, and the worms die in their system. Oh, that makes so much sense. And the sheep eat the cattle worms, and they die as well. Sheep worms can't survive in cattle, and cattle worms can't survive in sheep. Yes, I think that's very, very, very great point to point out to people that many parasites do not cross over into different species. Sheep and goats will cross over. Their parasites will be shared because they're close enough related. But most of the parasites, not all, don't pass from goat to cow or sheep to cow or chicken to sheep. Those aren't going to affect the different animal classes the same. It's going to be completely ineffective in them.
That was going to be the plan at the sheep farm. Was one day they were going to have enough cows to graze them behind the sheep and vice versa, but we never got to the point of having enough cows. We had 200 sheep and 6 or 7 cows, so the numbers weren't right. But then they shut it down, so never got there.
Straw Family Farm, I just got your message on Facebook. I didn't realize. I said join us at 8 p.m. and I meant to put EST, Eastern Standard Time, and spell check corrected it to eat. And their son RJ loves to eat. That boy is always eating something.
He probably got excited when he saw that.
That's what he said. Was that you or Lee, Christy, that wrote that comment? Are you both watching or is it just you, Christy? Off-topic question, but my girlfriend wonders why you don't have guinea fowl on your homestead. I love guinea fowl, and I've always wanted guinea fowl on my homestead. He did not like guinea fowl as much as I did back in the day when we first were talking about it. Then he met different guinea fowl that he liked more than the guinea fowl he had met the first time, and he decided he did like guinea fowl and that we would probably get one someday. But then my neighbor killed 7 guinea fowl just for being in the area.
But to be fair, they did come over and ask if they belonged to us. We said no. If we had said yes,
they weren't ours. They were somebody else's in the neighborhood, and they were just wandering the neighborhood. You know how they do.
If we would have said yes, they probably would have wanted us to do something about it, or they would do that. But
Dirt Farmers of WPA says, how do you know if your chickens have worms besides a fecal test? Well, if it's tapeworm or roundworm, you can see them. If it's other types of worms, it's not going to be visible, and their poop will be really, really runny usually. I mean, I know birds' poop is runny anyway, so it's kind of hard to tell when it's runny. But doing a fecal is your best bet. In fact, that makes me curious about doing a fecal on my chickens, because I do fecal on my goats. I should try that. That would be interesting to see. I had to make him a separate area in the chicken pen because my rooster tried to kill him, so now he has his own swimming pool. Oh, Yeah, you can't just put a baby in with that scary, mean rooster. What were you thinking? Chickens always have worms. They need to be dewormed at least every 3 months, depending on what you use. Well, that depends. If they are getting high worm loads, then why would you? If they're not getting high loads of worms, why would you, Robert? Why would you? And goats always have worms. You can use the Molly's herbal dewormer on chickens. And I do give them to him every once in a while, so maybe that's why mine haven't shown any issues. He would sing as well.
Daniel's Fresh Farm asks, how's Eugene? He's doing fine. Thanks for asking. I'm sure Eugene would be happy to know he has such a big fan out there.
Yes, he would have. I want peacocks too. I want 3 peacocks and I want 3 emus. Strictly as pets and for hatching eggs to sell to people.
I want to eat moose.
Did you see the new Highland heifer we got in? I don't think so. That's not the big guy. The guy that you've been showing on Facebook with the huge long horns. That's not a Highland, is it?
It sounds like a longhorn you described.
Yeah. Well, if so, I haven't seen him. I need to go see him. I love them. Which goats are you planning to breed? All of them. Except for Hearts. And who kidded recently? No, the 2 that kidded recently will just be at the end of the breeding. The most recent. And who's too young? Obviously not the Doling's born this year. And Fern is borderline. She's old enough to be bred now, but she doesn't look big enough for me. And Luna won't be bred because we don't have a small butt for her. Unless we have a friend that's tested CAE, Yoni, CL free, closed herd, because we don't ever allow any interaction with our goats, with any goats that have not been tested for those diseases, because we do not want to bring any diseases into our animals. Little Miss Wannabe Homestead joined us. Yay! Edel Hanley, be careful driving, please. Hello, Sue Atkinson. Your goat went down at 8:29 a few days ago, and he was limping on 2 front feet, and he took 2 steps and went down. He is now eating. I think is not better. Oh gosh. Well, what else is going on with him? Is he got diarrhea? Does he have a temperature? What is his FOMACHA? I hope that he's okay. Hi, you guys. Hello, everyone. We caught a swarm of Italian honeybees this week. You think it's worth a try? Yes, Michelle Justice. It's definitely worth a try. Do you have bee boxes? Maybe you could reach out to local bee groups and see if anybody's got an extra that you could borrow.
How do you know that honeybees are Italian? Do they walk around? Hey, that was a lame joke.
Straw Family Farm said all species have worms to some extent. You just don't want a heavy load. Daybird Aviaries has some very sensitive, valuable birds on his properties, and they're exotics. So, Daybird Aviaries says, I have lots of other birds that are more susceptible than worms than chickens. And he does not need the chickens to be a host species. That, my friend, is a completely different point of view. I completely agree. I know that when I was spending a lot of time with my friends that do, what do they do?
Huh?
What do my friends do?
Which ones?
The bird ladies.
Birds of prey.
Birds of prey. Sorry. Brain. My brain is in Tahiti with Trish's brain having umbrella drinks, in case you're wondering. Anyway, birds of prey. They could not have the birds of prey anywhere near their chickens because of that issue. Because different species of birds are going to be worse off when they get the chicken worms, or the worms that the chickens carry the most. Peacock and other pheasant will die within days if they get even a mild load of tapeworms. Are you serious? That's incredible. Wow. No, not bear. Yeah, bear. That's his name. We got a long-haired Highland mini heifer in and it posted on Facebook. I have not been on Facebook all day today. I had a very, very long appointment earlier today at a specialist, so I did not spend much time on anything today. J&A Golden Pyrenees, he's probably around 4 weeks old. He's about the size of a laying hen. Our hay guy let me have him for $5. He's hatched out a bunch of them. That's so cool. Is he been handled at all? Or is he kind of mean? He had poop and he was hot. What was his temperature?
Are you taking care of this goat by yourself, or do you have other people helping you?
If his temperature was high, he's going to need Banamine or other forms of fever reducing, and he could have some very serious issues that will need to be addressed. And yes, I use chemicals if the temperatures are high. I would say that you might need an antibiotic. Daniela Pettis, please give us any more information that you have. Daniel's Farm Fresh. Do you use apple cider vinegar in your water, and does it help for worms? I always forget too. Like usually when they're chicks, I remember to keep refilling it with the garlic and the vinegar, and then I kind of like forget. And so every once in a while, I'll just go out there with a bottle of water and do all the waters for all the animals. But I'm not consistent with it, so I wouldn't count me as a good example for the apple cider vinegar in the water and whether it works or not. I think it's beneficial for any animal to have apple cider vinegar. Any animal. It's a probiotic. It's good for you. It boosts your immune system. My goats really like, what's that beverage that turns into vinegar when I don't take care of it? Kombucha, my goats love, but I let my kombucha turn into vinegar, and I haven't taken care of it. It's just sitting there with the SCOBY of vinegar. We have all the stuff we need. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Ryan, Italians are what most people buy around here. Yes, Italians is what we were going to have.
Grazie.
Actually, they were an Italian-Russian hybrid, I think, was the ones that we were going to get. Have you shown any goats? I have not personally shown any goats, but I have a lot of friends that have, and I do follow a lot of pages of people that have. On Molly's Products, is there a website? Yes. You can either go to Fiasco Farms website and go to the link Molly's Herbal, or you can go to Molly's Herbal, which one? Which ones? No. All my animals get ACV in their water every day. I need to do it every day, Robert. I should. We only do farm birds, turkeys, ducks, chickens, etc. Hey, how do you tell when a watermelon is ready to pick? I like this question. I know how to tell. I have a little icebox watermelon that's about the size of a baseball, but it hasn't gotten any bigger for a while. So the one way to tell is knocking on it, and it'll sound like hollow. It'll be like a hollow sound when you knock on it. Like Ryan's head. Like that. The other way is every watermelon has a white spot on the bottom of it where it was sitting on the ground. If you look at the white spot, now this is for out in the field or if you're at the grocery store picking one out. The more yellow color that you have on that white spot. So if it's the white has turned more of a yellow color or a cream color, the more ripe it is. That's how I tell. And also with a lot of melons, when you're growing them, the vine will start to die back, and the tendrils closest to the vine leading into the fruit of the watermelon will have dried up and died off when you're growing it. And it's been a while since I've grown watermelon. I'm proud of myself for answering that so well. Oh yes, please do tag me in it. I love long Highland, whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. Guys, I love you. My brain is really not functioning well, so if I fumble on words, I was going to say thimble. Fumble on words, please forgive me. I had sheep growing up. The Justin Rose thing broke my heart. I know they need monitored on grass. Constant dewormer. That's not exactly what they need. Constant dewormer, unless you're talking about the herbs that are used as herbal dewormers like garlic and such. Yes, definitely offer constant garlic. The problem is herbal dewormers work on a short-term basis. So if I have a lot of garlic in my system and running through my blood, I have no issues with mosquitoes biting me. If it's been a long time since I've eaten a lot of garlic, that garlic dissipates out of my bloodstream and I have mosquitoes attacking me. So it's kind of the same idea with the herbal dewormers. You have to have them in your system at all times. And that's why you give them weekly. If you miss a week, you can end up with worm issues. They were only doing garlic every 3 months. They didn't know that they were supposed to be doing it more often. And they didn't know about all the other herbs. They just didn't know any better. So now they know. They've gotten a lot of information from me and from other herbal farmers, and they're learning. And it was a very difficult learning lesson, and it was very hard to watch. It was very sad. And I was speaking to Rebecca privately during that time, and I can promise you they were very upset about it. It really was hard for them. They really care about those animals.
Raising sheep in this region, the southeast, is you're at a disadvantage
Big
when
time.
it comes to parasites. And that was the problem with the sheep farm I worked at. And I think probably one of the ultimate reasons why it shut down. Matter of fact, if you were to go to their website, there's a statement or there's an interview or something somewhere, but the breed support for sheep in the southeast, it's just not there yet.
Yeah. Most sheep breeds are designed for cold weather.
Cold or extremely hot and dry, because there are
dry.
Middle Eastern
Awasi.
We tried, yeah, Awasi, and we were working on a breeding program to try to combine the two, to combine 3 major breeds, but 2 primarily
to make them more susceptible to the
better,
south.
But
the south's parasites
didn't work out. So
I said that wrong. Hello, Toasted Rabbit. So good to see you. And that brings me to the question just above where you came in, where somebody asked, are quail hard to take care of? Well, Carlos, quail are very easy to take care of. I am so pleased with quail. They are so easy. They are so maintenance free. And I love them. They weren't really handled, but he's pretty chill when I hold him. That's good. Hopefully the chickens will simmer down pretty quick. That's good. If he's chill when you hold him, that's a good sign.
Well, have a good night, Daniel's Fresh Farm. Hope your goat gets better.
Yes, please let us know if you need anything at all. We're here to help. What's up, Willow Creek Homestead? Trisha, is that you? Because I don't remember you being a what's up type person. Jane A. Golden Parodies. Excellent. Thank you very much. I've been wondering how to tell when to pick it. Hey, everyone, says Pat Moody. Hi, Pat. Yes, preventative. They didn't know. It's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. Westa Owen, sounds like from Justin and Rebecca's latest video that the sheep are doing a lot better. Great information. Thank you. Yes, and it is very interesting how quickly the herbs can start to work. And I myself, after seeing everything that Justin was going through, I started like checking everybody's eyelids, like extra check, I try to check them weekly. But honestly, I was like, you know what? I think it's been longer than a week since I checked everybody's eyelids. And I started checking everybody, and I had several that were pale. And I'm doing the weekly dewormer. So I went ahead and did my 6 to 8 week dewormer. And the thing is if you have a close eye on the eyelids, doing the FAMACHA score, and if you do the FAMACHA score properly, many people just go like this and say, oh, it's pale. Oh, it's pink. That is not how you do a FAMACHA. And I will do a video on it someday. On the proper way to do a FAMACHA, but it's cover, push, pull, pop. Cover, push, pull, pop. You have to do all those steps to get the mucous membrane to pop out properly for you to get an accurate reading. And you have to look at the color as soon as it pops out, and you have to look at it with the FAMACHA card right up against it for a real, genuine reading.
And it has to be the real, genuine FAMACHA card, because anything that you print off the internet or photocopies, those colors are not going to be quite the same.
Thank you, Ryan. That is a very accurate point. For those of you that don't know, you have to get certified to get one of those cards. You have to go through a training course and get certified and show the instructor how to do it on an actual animal, or you don't get the card. So if you haven't been through a training course and gotten the card, then you won't have an actual FAMACHA card. Somebody said that they're doing it online now. I don't know how that could be the case if you've got to actually show the instructor. I had to pass my exam, I had to actually show the instructor on an animal. I have a video of it somewhere in my videos. There's a commercial sheep ranch a mile from me. I know they do chemicals. Yes, many do chemicals. And they have to use a lot of chemicals if they're using chemicals because the worms become resistant to the chemicals. And then they have to switch the type of dewormer that they're using because the resistance has been built up. And that's the problem with using dewormers. That's one of the problems. Not to mention all the chemicals that you're putting into the animals' bodies. But the sheep farm that Ryan worked at was all natural. They were fed organic and everything. We raised lots of black-bellied sheep before we moved. I miss them. Not all organic.
The dewormers and stuff were all chemical. They didn't.
I thought they didn't deworm at all.
No, they used dewormers.
Oh, did they?
Safeguard and other stuff.
Safeguard's so ineffective in the southeast. That's ridiculous.
It wasn't just that. I mean, there's very much chemical.
But they tried to be. They tried to be. Not natural.
Organic, natural.
They fed Lespedeza.
Yeah, for the feeding.
Lespedeza grain is been proven in journals and scientific studies to prevent parasites, by the way. If you have access to Lespedeza pellets, you should use them.
And you have to train them to eat that stuff because we tried giving it to the adult sheep and they would just eat around it. But the babies, younger, you get them used to eating them while they're young and then they're used to eating it. But cows loved it. Cows munch on it all day.
Toasted rabbit switched back to quail instead of rabbit. They're easier to raise for her urban backyard. I have a question you might know. I was thinking about it today. So many people have said how quail are pound for pound, produce more food, produce more meat or egg than feed that they consume. I've also heard that about rabbits. Which one's better? Which one is more economical and sustainable to raise for meat? Because I'm thinking it's going to be quail. I've never raised rabbits. I never wanted to raise rabbits for meat. It was just not a desire of mine. And if I could do quail as my meat source, and it's so much more sustainable than chicken or goat or cow, then I'll be really happy because they're so easy. That's one of the reasons why it would make me happy is because they are so easy to raise. Hey, Iken, what's up? It is Trish, yes. Justin could not hide how upset he was, and Rebecca was also, but staying on track of finding out what to do. That's why you have to stay with us, Rose. You're indispensable. Thank you. Yeah, it was a hard learning curve for them. Honestly, they should have learned before getting sheep what all was entailed with the parasites, because that was a big one to miss out on, unfortunately. But they're learning now, and that's what counts. They really are good, caring people. I can attest to that. Sorry. Who gives the best looking kids? That's hard to say because I think right now my two prettiest does of breeding age would be Precious and Fern, both out of different moms. One was from Fancy 2 and one was from Shady Girl. And Shady Girl was bred to a different buck that year. That was Tornado. Was that his name? Mm-hmm. Tornado. He was a buck that we borrowed from a clean closed tested herd that had all of the clean closed testing done, because we don't allow anything onto our property unless it's been tested clean and free. Who gives the best looking kids? Yeah, so that's hard to tell because is it from the mom or the dad? Who knows?
Shady. Flower and Blossom.
Shady does have some very good looking genetics. For show goat wise, I think Shady would be the show goat. Or up there. She is pretty confirmation wise. She has the nicest conformation. Like, she doesn't give the most milk. So, fruit fly just flew into my throat. Where'd it go? I hope it came out.
It's protein.
I may have just swallowed it, but I couldn't find it in my mouth, so. I'd love to know more about the scale. Interested in owning sheep in the future in eastern North Carolina, so we'll be dealing with some of the same parasites as Justin. Well, you definitely want to learn as much as you can about parasites, how they work. One of the things that was interesting that they said that somebody told them that I didn't even think about telling them, and I don't think I ever really mentioned it in my videos even, is the whole moisture on the grass in the morning thing. We intentionally don't milk our goats early in the morning and let them out. Not just because we stay up late and like to sleep in later, but because if there's dew on the grass, that is a transport route. It is a highway for the parasites to go straight into the goat's mouth from the soil. Justin said it wrong in the video when somebody asked in the comments in the chat, when it was that live chat, if any of you were in there, he said it was coming from the grass. It's not coming from the grass, it's coming from the soil, but they travel up the grass from the dew that's on the grass. And that's why it's so important to not let them go out while there's still dew on the grass. Most farms do, but if you live in extreme situations like we do, yeah, you need to
pay attention to the topography of the land as well. Bottoms of hills where water flows down. There's going to be more parasites at the bottom of that hill than there are at the top, just because of gravity. When it rains, it washes them down. So.
I'm so sorry. I'm way behind in the comments and I didn't realize I was so far back. I apologize for that. So if I'm going to skip any of these comments, I apologize. I'm just going to try to very quickly go through and scan for the important questions. Okay. So, yes, the class is hands-on. That's the class. We took a class that was hands-on too. They did not do fecals, but I did request that they do fecals, and their next class that they offered, they did offer the fecal exams. I learned how to do the fecals myself, though, and got a microscope and a McMaster slide because I think it's way better to do your own fecals because it's cheaper and you can do them anytime you want. I didn't know they got that. I forgot to tell you, we finally got some rain. Depends on the breed of rabbit. Well, I think both. Hello, Dolly. Hi, Dolly. Florida whites are smaller but produce more meat per pound of food, but they produce less meat. New Zealand's produce better for meat Californians. Hello from Phoenix, Arizona, from Rennell's Suburban Homestead Prepping for Survival. Not feeling so good here either, but so glad I got to drop in for a few minutes to see y'all. Glad you're feeling better, Rose. Y'all have a great night and weekend. Oh, Mahelani, I'm so sorry you're not feeling well. Feel better, hon. Never eaten quail before. Not sure I could feed my crew with them. From what I've been told, you need to eat 2 to 4 each, athletic boys. Yes, I need to eat 2. So Ryan would probably eat 3 to 4 quail. Angora goats. Also, they are the prettiest. I might get Angora goats just for the fiber because I'm starting to enjoy crochet and spinning. What is your recommendation for the best hoof trimmers and the best price? Divine Providence Homestead. I actually just recently purchased a new set of hoof trimmers. I've not been happy with any pair of hoof trimmers I've bought. I've got them off of Amazon. I've got all different brands. The last ones I got from Jeffers Supply Company. Orange handle, extremely sharp. Wear leather gloves and don't get close to your fingers. They seem to be working very good in keeping a sharp edge. Pellets as they want, they do not make a good profit. Hello, Sathis Kumar. Glad you could join us.
Hi.
Or Sathis. Hi, Scratch Made Homestead.
Is it made from scratch or scratch made? Scratch made. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm flying through trying to get caught up. Dew can also clog up their guts, and that is a whole other issue. Exactly. Stupid question. Do likes help your channel? Yes, I don't always comment, but I watch. I don't know the YouTubes. I'm not a channel. Yes, the more likes you have on a video, the more YouTube suggests it to other people. In Justin's defense, the only exposure he had to herds of sheep were the ones from the farm tour in Northwest. Colder. Exactly. Exactly. You know, likes help. Rose, hit your thumbs up buttons, please.
Yeah, speaking of, I see 44 people watching right now.
How many thumbs up we got out there, people?
That's actually a lot of people watching.
That is a lot. My last name is hard to pronounce, so you can just go by Kathy. My daughter has a bunch of New Zealand rabbits. Are those good for meat? I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure because I'm not a rabbit person. I need to learn to do fecals. I got a microscope and ordered slides. Yay, Sweet Iris Farm. I will help you with that. Any help you need, please reach out to me.
Kathy,
It is so easy. It really is.
is it Schoonover? Just taking a stab at it.
Or is it Schoonover?
I'm going to guess Schoonover because I had a 5th grade teacher that was Miss Schoonmaker.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Angela and Charlie, Practical Home, Modern Homestead, hello. Mary Heron, wait, I'm trying to get caught up. My veterinarian, who is not all natural, is very against pesticides, chemical deworming for goats. She says they are very sensitive to them, only to use them if absolutely nothing else works. Exactly. Yes, Jeffers Supply, Divine Providence Homestead. They have all different livestock supply. That's where I get my CD antitoxin and tetanus antitoxin. That is if anybody gets tetanus, I can use the antitoxin, and if anybody gets enterotoxemia, I can use the antitoxin. That is what Willow died from. So it is a very ugly, yucky disease, and I have both of those antitoxins in my fridge. Even though I go all natural for everything else, I keep those on hand because you cannot risk life by ignoring something like that. By the way, Willow did get a dose of antitoxin, but she was too far gone, so that's why we weren't able to save her. Yeah, Angora makes mohair. We use pruning shears for hooves. I have used pruning shears, but they got dull really, really fast. If you get cheap ones, then you know, throw them away and get new ones. Or if you know how to sharpen them.
You can only, if they're serrated, then you can't sharpen them so well.
Indian quail curry. Ooh, that sounds good.
You need to come cook for us.
I love curry. Love curry. Deb Kettleson, who's here in the chat, she actually sent me some wonderful, delicious curry to use. And we had curry chicken the other night, didn't we, honey?
We did.
You two do such a great job with these live Friday chats. Oh, thank you. Put questions in caps so Rose can spot them. Thank you, Dolly. I appreciate that. Hits the thumbs up. Yes, yes. I'm now back to driving, so I will listen, but I won't be chatting. Sorry. It's okay, Trisha. Drive safely, honey. Forget to thumbs up. I'd like to see some videos on different ways to cook quail. I haven't cooked any of our quail yet. I have cooked quail before. How did we do that? Those ones that we got from the restaurant that Thaddeus gave us.
I like to first. I do a lot of cooking. I'm the meat guy. I pan-seared the quail first, but didn't cook it all the way through. Just pan-seared it at a high temperature, and then I roasted it in the oven the rest of the way, and with herbs, seasonings, and I think probably some balsamic on there as well. I like to use balsamic a lot. So.
I lost where I was. Oh, Divine Providence Homestead filmed their good, bad, and ugly video. Awesome! For any of you Homestead channels in the chat, please do the good, bad, and ugly video with us. It'd be so much fun to see all of your videos as well. It is an open collaboration, which means it is open for anybody to post their video now, and we will add it to the playlist. The flock reduction isn't going as fast as we had hoped. We've had a lot of tire kickers.
It's stalled out.
And Robert from Neighborhood Aviary is just going to come take the rest from us.
Honestly, I'm a little frustrated. Just kind of, yeah.
The Angora Goat Association to register them is located in the town closest to me. Angora Billy Goat is the school mascot. Well, that's cool. Okay. Quail are going to be my choice over chickens or rabbits. They are smaller, needing less space to move them about, less feed, and I think I like them as much. We will be moving out to the farm by then. I love the quail. I can't believe that it took us so long to realize that our partridge weren't quail and not get them sooner. We had quail for a year, except they weren't quail. Whoops, sorry, I'm skipping ahead and I didn't mean to. Now I don't know where I was. So I haven't eaten quail. I know nothing about the meat. Is it white meat or dark meat? What does it taste like? I think it's a sweet meat.
It's sort of.
And
like
they have a
dark
white breast,
meat,
though.
But white. It's sort
It's
of.
both.
But really, if you anything that you're feeding grain is going to taste sort of like chicken. That's just the way it is. If you're feeding it grain from a feed store, it's going to be reminiscent of chicken. So if you feed them lots of free range options, you're going to affect their flavor a little bit. All right.
Did you see you got her name right?
Yep.
I was trying to show that to you.
Well, I have a very, very difficult last name too. I don't really share it publicly because it's so unique.
Straw Family Farm said that they got the nice pruners and not the cheap ones, and they worked very well. That is good to know. All right. So Sathis said he's going to come cook for us. We'll see what the future has in store.
Excellent.
Sounds like goats and sheep are harder to keep than I thought. I got Lynn wanted to keep them to keep the grass cut, but what I heard scares me. Well, sheep will keep the grass cut, but goats will not. But sheep are higher parasite issues than goats. So, goats don't really eat grass so much. They don't eat it to the level that you want them to. They only eat the tops of tall grass. Goats are not supposed to graze on anything below their knee level, actually.
As long as you educate yourself about your lawnmower well, and then keep an eye on it, and keep educating yourself. Don't be intimidated by anything.
Yeah. You know, just learn as much as you can before you get an animal. I think that's the key for any animal in any situation, whether you have a farm or a homestead or an apartment. If you don't know how to take care of a boa constrictor, don't get one. You know, do a lot of research, read a lot of books, join forums and Facebook groups, and join in the discussion and learn about whatever animal that is that you plan on getting. I don't think I've ever gotten an animal that I didn't know how to take care of 100%. I can't think of not one. Hermit crab. Many, many years ago, I was on vacation in Florida and I bought a hermit crab. And I didn't really know how to take care of it, but I bought a book with the hermit crab and learned how to take care of it on the drive home from Florida. So, sorry. Sorry, Rose, you mentioned a few vlogs earlier that a friend was decreasing their herd and she wanted to give me a doe. Yes, I have not actually talked to her since. We don't talk very much. She's a friend on Facebook and just like a mutual friend type thing. She's friends with other goat farmers that I know and stuff. So that was the last time we talked. And I haven't seen her post any more posts about selling goats, so I'm not going to push it. If she's decided to keep her goats, then that's great. And if not, and she ends up deciding to give me the goat, I'm sure she'll reach out to me and let me know that I can come and get it. Or maybe she saw the vlogs where we were trying to reduce cost and thought that we needed to not have it, maybe. But I'm not, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, Sweet Iris Farm, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Jeez, Ryan, how many times did we practice that? He doesn't even do it.
I didn't know we were doing it right.
So that is what it is. It's a collaboration video that we started. The good, the bad, and the ugly of homesteading. I have a playlist on my channel. You can go check out all the other farms that have done it, all the other homesteads that have done it, and you're more than welcome to join us. I would love to have you join us. And just basically that, talk about what you consider the good, the bad, and the ugly of homesteading. Just do the research for your area and you will be fine, and get quality stock. There's parasite resistant stock available in most areas. Yes. And make sure when it comes to the sheep and the goats especially that you get disease tested, verify the disease was tested for, look at the results of the testing with your own eyes, and make sure that they come from a clean, closed herd where no other animals have been in or out of that farm since the testing was done. And if not, make them retest. And don't look at anything less than 6 months, or no, wait, what was it? If the testing hasn't been done in the last year, I don't know. It's too risky. You got to make sure it's trusted source. We just started quail. Would love to see some recipes for quail and the eggs. I know it takes about 3 eggs to equal 1 chicken egg. Ryan, tell them your pickled quail egg recipe.
Who else? Or you
Stringfield Ridge Farm.
Oh, well, I mean, boil some quail eggs to make a hard-boiled egg, and then put it in a brine. And I put it with what are those peppers? Do we ever figure out what kind of?
We don't know
peppers
what kind they're.
They're
Just
they're
red hot.
A hot red
pepper.
that I sliced and put in, and they were delicious. We need to make some more. The eggs didn't get as spicy as I wish they would. The brine did, and you could taste it on the outside of the eggs, but not on the. I really wanted that flavor.
But I've seen where people use a toothpick and puncture the egg
that might
and
work.
get the brine to go in it more. Where do you get the chart for the eyelid color? You have to take a test and become certified in FAMACHA. You can look at it online, but it's not going to be accurate. You can't hold it up to your goat's eye. And the color is going to be different for every website you look at. The actual card is laminated, and I keep it in an envelope closed inside of a book so no light can tamper with the coloring. And I was told to do that by my instructor. There's always a learning curve, but be as educated as possible. Truer words have never been spoken, Dolly Perry. Yes, Papa's hobby homestead. We were discussing that earlier in the chat. It's definitely been a hard learning curve for him. I don't think you can ever know 100% how to take care of an animal. There are too many variables. Exactly. Like for me, no matter how many times I watched videos or read books or listened to people describe it, I never knew what to expect until my hand was all the way inside of a goat, readjusting a kid and making it come out proper. That is something that you cannot get through reading. You have to learn hands-on. And, you know, some people are capable of doing it and others are not as capable. You just have to learn where your specialties lie and what you're comfortable with. Is it safe to let a forest of 75 acres be cleared by goats? Was looking into premier fencing and 2 Kiki goats. You could not have a strong enough charger for that much fencing. So if you're doing just small sections at a time and moving it across the 75 acres, that would be wonderful. But no matter how much premier fence you bought, you would never find an electric fence charger strong enough to circle 75 acres.
But if you had fence circling 75 acres, I doubt they would try to get out of those 75 acres if it's just 2 goats. It might be hard to find them.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about,
or it'd be cheaper. To do permanent fencing probably than premier one.
Or you're doing sections throughout and slowly.
Yeah, breaking it up in rotational grazing, that would be.
But I don't know.
doable.
I don't know that 2 goats would keep up with 75 acres by themselves. I think that it might grow back quicker than they can eat it. Sweetheart's Farm's got to go. Put their goats up. See you later.
Oh,
Great
she leaving?
night.
Where did she say that? Oh, right. I was reading her comment above, and I was like, "That's not what she said." I want to go watch your baby goat video, Sweet Iris Farm. I intend to, I promise. I haven't been watching much YouTube at all, just this week being sick, but I had to watch all of the videos and the collaboration. I couldn't miss those, so that's what I've been trying to keep up with. Sorry, hubby called from work. Hey there, everyone. Patrice's Projects is joining us, and they won't clear it put as well as one large pasture. Right. Yeah, it won't get to the farm is right. It won't clear it unless it's a small space at a time. Enjoyed your second. I know Martha was complaining that the goats haven't been clearing her woods, and I was like, you have all of this. They're eating everything that's their favorite that they can reach. She has them on 20 acres, just open because it's fenced around the outside. And she's like, they're not eating any of the stuff I thought they were gonna. That's not how it works. You have to have them enclosed into a small space to get them to eat a small area. Enjoyed our second Friday together. We'll film the Good, Bad, and Ugly video this weekend. Yay! Zavia Hope Thomas to the one asking about goats clearing 75 acres. There are things that will kill goats if you eat them, like rhododendrons and bracken ferns. There are others too. Yes, like wild cherry. You know, wilted wild cherry produces cyanide. So make sure that you don't have to stick your fingers down a goat's throat and get a very sharp tooth bitten down on your finger. I would do rotational. We would keep it down after they did the brush hogging. You might need more than 2 for true brush hogging. The city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania rents goats to clear brush in the steep hillsides and properties for the cities. It's very cool. Yes, I've seen lots of videos with goats doing the brush clearing for municipalities and such. But they always have a ton of meat goats out there that are kept in a small Premier One fence. So they're confined to a small space. They eat it all, and then they move them. So that's the idea behind really cutting back on brush. In my experience, if there is a fence, goats will try to get through it no matter how much space they have. I think the amount of food they have inside the fence versus outside is more of an issue for us.
I think it's only when they get bored with where they're at.
When ours have finished
no more
grazing.
Food. They only get bored when there's no food.
Yeah. But we've been lucky. You know, a lot of other people complain about goats escaping. We haven't had it as much of an issue. Just recently, we've had a couple of nighttime escapes because the sun went down and they were wanting to go in. They're smarter than we think. Your boys are being so good tonight, sweet guys. Oh, they are. That is a chewing thing for babies. Don't know why we still have that. Don't different types of goats and to eat different types of plants. Yeah. Tend to eat different types of plants. Nah, not really.
Not that I've noticed.
I mean, just like people, they're going to have their favorites. I mean, I have some goats I'll throw in a branch of pine. And like half the herd goes diving after it to eat it till it's nothing, and the other half of the herd's like meh. So there's definitely gonna be their favorite, just like we have our favorite foods.
We are over an hour.
We are at 9:03 already, y'all. Yes, I would have to check what's in there before we could let goats in. Thank you, Zavia Hope. Poor Ryan. Remember, if a man is in the woods and does something correct, he is still wrong. Yes, I still love you. The cherry branch that I had to save parts from. It was on video.
It wasn't in a paddock.
It was on, but she was free ranging like she always does.
It was not in a paddock that I made.
Yeah, but it was within accessible reach of the goats.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
Stop. I love this man. Even if he feeds hearts, wilted cherry tries to kill my favorite goat. Fancy Girl's my favorite goat, not Hearts, but I don't know, it's close tie. I love her too. I love them all. They're all my favorites. Wild plums foliage also kills goats. Contact your extension agent and most will come make sure there isn't anything poisonous to what kind of livestock you want to have. Good point. And send me pictures of any wild plants that you need identified. I'm really good at that. Even if I don't know the plant specifically, I'm good at finding out which one it is. So if you have any questions, I'm always willing to help. Have to go feed the baby parrots. Lupine will affect fetuses. Interesting. I don't think I knew that. Get to the farm. I knew about lupine for butterflies, but I don't remember ever reading that about goats. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. I will definitely have to look into that. Oh, that would be really difficult to find out months later, too. Thanks for all the good advice. I appreciate it. Oh, we love to help you guys. You guys make us feel really proud about what we do here. And the fact that we decided to do a YouTube channel has been very rewarding through you guys, not through YouTube's monetization. You guys have rewarded us in our hearts. Rose, I have some weed picks, but not sure they'll be the same in Georgia. I've lived in Massachusetts, Arizona, Kansas, North Carolina, and Georgia. So send them to me, baby. Anything else? Is anybody else have any questions? Getting started on the homestead, just joined us. I'm sorry, we were just about to sign off. But we'll stick around if anybody has any questions. Neurological effects, stunts the growth. I know it affects horses and cattle. Have seen the results. Good to know. I don't have any lupine growing wild on my property, but I've often planted it in other people's butterfly gardens. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Patrice's Projects is editing her Good, Bad, and Ugly video. So this is going to be good.
Yeah. All right.
We've had a lot of people contact us that participated in the collaboration that have said that they had a nice little spike in their subscribers by joining the collaboration. So we're happy to help. We're happy that people got that. We also got a good spike in our subscribers from it. So it's always fun to join a collaboration to help your channels out. And I think that the people who watch the videos really enjoy the collaborations. It's a good chance to get to know people better. Milkweed and Johnson grass. So many that can have issues with goats and sheep. Yeah, milkweed I was aware of. Johnson grass. I don't know if that grows around here.
That really tall grass at my work that I said was taller than me, and he said that can't be grass. Somebody told me that was Johnson grass. I don't know if that's true or not. But.
Oh, Jane at Golden Purities. I have heard pygmies and Nigerian are more escape artists than the standard breeds, the smaller breeds. What about cultivated cherry trees? I wouldn't trust it for a minute. That's a pit fruit. What?
He just ran right into my elbow.
Oh, we'll hug him. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. The dog wants out. Papa, how's the baby ducks? I have been having some new subs this week. Yay! Good. I'm glad to hear that, Kiri. Fescue toxicity causes effects to placentas as well. I did know about fescue toxicity. It was funny because in my small ruminant class, they talked about fescue toxicity, and then like the week after that, they were talking about different things to plant in the pasture, and they said fescue, and I'm like, are you crazy? If fescue causes birth defects, why would you plant it for your goats? Anyway, I had to kind of call the teacher out. I just had one about all the new plants you put in the flower garden. Will any of them hurt the goats if they bust out? Nope. Not that I know of. I don't think so. Nope. All good ones. I've got more plants I need to plant in there. Guess I know what we'll be doing this weekend. Got some zinnias to put in. So they're an annual, but they're going to be blooming for many more months before it gets cold enough. Cows eat Johnson grass. Interesting. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the collaboration videos, Pat Booty. That's good to hear. And you get to know so many through the collaboration, right, Patrice?
Okay, in a minute. We're almost done.
It's so much fun. I have the beginning sign of tomato blight. Any suggestions besides removing leaves? Remove the leaves.
Alright, we gotta
Deb, you have to remove the leaves. And spray with Serenade. It is an organic fungicide. Is that the right word, Ryan? Anyway, Serenade. It is a brand that I use to help prevent the blight and sort of kind of treat it, but not really. Can't treat blight. You can only prevent it, so you can prevent it from getting on the other leaves. Johnson grass causes abortions. Oh, that's scary. Thanks, Rose and Ryan. As always, you two have been an awesome help. Thank you. It's in a lot of hay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That I've heard of Johnson hay. Really enjoy the Foraging Fridays. Janice Mason, I'm so sorry I didn't have a Forage Friday video today. I have not been feeling well, and I just couldn't. I didn't produce any videos this week. My last video was on Wednesday, and that one was filmed over the weekend. So I've just been too sick, and hopefully this weekend Ryan will get us a video. Ryan's good at catching us up on the weekend, and then I edit it, so you'll have something to watch hopefully by Monday. I'm sorry, guys. I think I probably needed this little mini vacation being sick. The good news, gotta run. I did remove them. Oh. Well, then, just pray for the best, right, Deb? Fescue foot. Fescue foot. What? Straw, I just watched a video of John grassing cows, not goats. The guy is changing the land by allowing the cows to rotationally graze. Yes, I love collaborations. Did you try putting alcohol and water in your ears? No, I haven't done anything except for my garlic mullion oil in my ears, and then hot compresses, and then just boosting my immune system with all the other vitamins and supplements that I take. Anything else? Oh, in my oils, I keep putting goldenrod and breathe. The goldenrod is from Young Living from Daybird Apiaries, if you guys are interested. And I have doTERRA, and I use the breathe from doTERRA. It really helped open up my sinuses, which my nose is starting to run right now, so I guess I better go because I don't have any tissue at my desk. All right, y'all. Thank you all for everything. You want to say goodnight for everyone?
Night.
Good night.
And surprise.
Alright, wow.
You want to say goodnight?
Good night.
Good night. Tell them to subscribe. Tell them to subscribe. Please like, share, comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already.
And we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.
Sleep. What's that? No, just kidding. I'm trying to get more sleep too.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. Are they still there? Are we done?
It's me.